A priest and a lawyer walk into a bakery. The lawyer looks around shrewdly, grabs 3 freshly baked buns, and quickly slips them into his pockets. He then tells the priest, "That took great skill to steal those buns. The owner didn't even see me." The priest replies, "That's just simple thievery. I will show you how to do it the honest way and get the same results." The priest then proceeds to call out to the owner of the bakery, "Sir, I want to show you a miracle of the Lord." Curious and slightly skeptical, the owner wipes his hands on his apron and approaches the priest. "A miracle, you say? All right, I'm listening," he replies. The priest asks for a bun, which the owner hands over without hesitation. The priest then steps outside and gives the bun to a homeless man sitting by the door, who accepts it gratefully. Returning inside, the priest asks for another bun, repeating the process, and then does so a 3rd time. Each time, the owner obliges, albeit with growing curiosity. Finally, after the 3rd bun has been given away, the owner, puzzled but patient, asks, "All right, Father, I've seen you give away 3 of my buns. Now, where's the miracle you promised?" The priest replies, "Look in the lawyer's pockets." Upon arriving home, a husband is met at the door by his sobbing wife. Tearfully, she explains, "It's the pharmacist. He insulted me terribly this morning on the phone." Immediately, the husband drives downtown to confront the pharmacist and demand an apology. Before he could say more than a few words, the pharmacist tells him, "Now, just a minute. Please listen to my side of it. This morning the alarm failed to go off, so I was late getting up. I went without breakfast and hurried out to the car just to realize that I locked the house with both house and car keys inside. I had to break a window to get my keys. Then, driving a little too fast, I got a speeding ticket. Later, about 3 blocks from the store, I had a flat tire. When I got to the store, there was a bunch of people waiting for me to open up. I opened and started waiting on these people, and all the time, the darn phone was ringing off the hook." He continues, "Then, I had to break a roll of nickels against the cash register drawer to make change, and they spilled all over the floor. I got down on my hands and knees to pick up the nickels, and the phone was still ringing. When I came up, I cracked my head on the open cash drawer, which made me stagger back against a showcase with a bunch of perfume bottles on it. All of them hit the floor and broke. Meanwhile, the phone is still ringing with no let-up, so I finally got to answer it. It was your wife. She wanted to know how to use a rectal thermometer. Honest mister, all I did was tell her." One day, around noon, a fisherman is sitting on the docks, smoking his pipe next to his haul for the day. A wealthy industrialist sees this and is positively confounded. "Why aren't you out fishing?" demands the industrialist to the fisherman. "I have caught all the fish I need for the day," said the fisherman. "Why don't you go catch more?" "And why would I do that?" replied the fisherman. "Why, if you caught more fish, you could get a better boat, go to deeper waters, catch more fish. Soon, you could have a fleet of fishing boats, all getting you fish to sell. You could be rich." The fisherman sits and ponders for a second. Then he asks, "And why would I want that?" The industrialist is astounded at the insolence of the fisherman and shouts, "If you were rich, you could spend all day relaxing and doing whatever you want." The fisherman quickly shoots back, "What the hell's it look like I'm doing right now?" A very shy guy goes into a bar and sees a beautiful woman sitting there. After an hour of gathering up his courage, he finally goes over to her and asks, Would you mind if I chatted with you for a while?" She responds by yelling at the top of her lungs, "No, I won't sleep with you tonight." Everyone in the bar is now staring at them. Naturally, the guy is hopelessly and completely embarrassed. So, he slinks back to his table. After a few minutes, the woman walks over to him and apologizes. She smiles at him and says, "I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. You see, I'm a graduate student in psychology, and I'm studying how people respond to embarrassing situations. The man considers her apology for a moment, then responds, at the top of his lungs, "What do you mean $200? An old man and his wife are in bed. After lying silently for a few minutes, the old man farts and says, 7 points. His wife rolls over and says, "What in the heck are you talking about?" The old man answers, "I'm playing fart football." A few minutes later, the wife farts and says, "Touchdown, tie score." After about 5 minutes, the old man farts again and says, "Touchdown, I'm winning 14-7. Furious about losing, the wife rips another fart and yells out, "The score is tied." The pressure is on, and the old man refuses to lose. He strains incredibly hard, but instead of farting, he accidentally poops the bed. The wife hears the noise and asks, "What in the world was that noise?" The old man replies, "That's the whistle for halftime. Switch sides." A little old lady answered a knock on the door one day, only to be confronted by a well-dressed young man carrying a vacuum cleaner. "Good morning," said the young man. "If I could take a couple of minutes of your time, I would like to demonstrate the very latest in high-powered vacuum cleaners." "Go away," said the old lady. "I haven't got any money to spend on things like that." And she proceeded to close the door. Quick as a flash, the young man wedged his foot in the door and pushed it wide open. "Don't be too hasty," he said. "At least wait until you've seen my demonstration." And with that, he emptied a bucket of horse manure onto her hallway carpet. "If this vacuum cleaner doesn't remove all traces of this horse manure from your carpet, madam, I will personally eat the remainder." The old lady stepped back and said, "Wait here while I go get a spoon. I hope you've got a darn good appetite, 'cause they cut off my electricity this morning." A man was sprawled across 3 entire seats in the posh theater. When the usher came by and noticed this, he whispered to the man, "Sorry, sir, but you're only allowed 1 seat." The man groaned, but didn't budge. The usher became impatient. "Sir, if you don't get up from there, I'm going to have to call the manager." Again, the man just groaned, which infuriated the usher. He turned and marched briskly back up the aisle in search of his manager. A few moments later, both the usher and the manager returned and stood over the man. Together, the two of them tried repeatedly to move him, but with no success. Finally, they summoned the police. The police officer surveyed the situation briefly, then asked, "All right, buddy, what's your name?" "Sam," the man moaned. "Where are you from, Sam?" With pain in his voice, Sam replied, "The balcony." My friends, if you want to watch other funny jokes, subscribe to the channel.